Have you ever felt trapped in a manipulative relationship where your every word, action, and emotion seems to be controlled by a narcissist? If you're experiencing feelings of helplessness and yearning for an escape, this video is for you. Today, we'll explore how to deal with these difficult situations, not through direct confrontation, but through the lens of Stoic philosophy, aiming for calmness and inner self-control. Together, we'll uncover subtle signs and small behavioral changes that can reveal the weaknesses of the manipulator. You'll learn to recognize the subtle tactics they employ and equip yourself with the tools to effectively cope with them. Remember, you are not alone. Many others have gone through what you're experiencing, and they have found the strength to overcome it. Today, we'll take the first steps together on the path to liberation, one step at a time, steadily and firmly. Be ready to explore, to learn, and to change, because you deserve a life of freedom, happiness, and meaning where you can be yourself, free from manipulation or control. Let Stoic philosophy be your guiding light, helping you find inner peace and strength to overcome any challenge. It is truly sad that many people have been trapped in toxic relationships for so long that they can no longer recognize the harsh reality they are living in. They gradually become accustomed to negative behaviors, accepting them as an inevitable part of life, and lose the ability to perceive the harm they are enduring. For these individuals, offering advice or warnings becomes extremely difficult, as they are completely blinded by the subtle manipulation of the narcissist. That is why recognizing the early signs of narcissism in a romantic relationship is so important. It acts like a compass, helping you navigate through the fog of deception and manipulation, allowing you to see your situation clearly and make wise decisions to protect yourself. Some common signs include lack of empathy, always seeing themselves as the center of attention, a desire to control, excessive jealousy, blaming others, a lack of sincerity, and a disregard for your personal boundaries. If you notice these signs in your partner, be cautious and trust your intuition. It is very likely that you are in a relationship with a narcissist. To effectively deal with a narcissist, it is essential to understand the motivations behind their behavior. The narcissists are often obsessed with the need for recognition and admiration, which psychologists refer to as narcissistic supply. So this supply can come in various forms, from praise and attention to even negative emotions like jealousy or anger that they provoke in others. Imagine narcissistic supply as a type of fuel that the narcissist needs to maintain their inflated and fragile ego. Anything that reinforces their sense of importance and power can serve as this supply. However, like a double-edged sword, this supply can also be their weakness. Trying to take revenge on a narcissist by directly attacking their self-esteem is often ineffective. They usually have strong psychological defenses, rendering your criticism or anger meaningless. What truly terrifies them, however, is losing their narcissistic supply, the attention and admiration they constantly crave. Therefore, one of the most effective ways to deal with a narcissist is to show indifference, refusing to give them any emotional reaction. When you detach yourself from their game and no longer serve as a source of energy for their ego, that is the most powerful blow you can deliver. In love, a narcissist often uses your emotions as a tool for manipulation and control, much like a puppet master pulling the strings. They might deliberately ignite arguments, provoke jealousy, or even use harsh words to make you lose your composure. Their goal, as philosopher Seneca once said, is to make you suffer so they can feel their own power. However, remember that your reaction is exactly what they crave. As Epictetus taught, the only thing we can control is our own thoughts and actions. When you lose control of your emotions, you are giving them exactly what they want, confirmation that they have an impact on you. So to defeat the narcissist, apply Stoic principles, maintain emotional calm, and refrain from reacting to their provocations. For example, when the narcissist deliberately says hurtful things to you, instead of responding with anger or tears, take a deep breath and remain silent. Just as Marcus Aurelius advised, silence is a profound reply. Or you can calmly say that you do not want to continue the conversation while they are in such a state. Your calmness and steadfastness, the Stoic Epictetus, will catch them off guard and disorient them. They will realize that their psychological games no longer work on you. Of course, controlling your emotions is not easy, especially when you are dealing with someone who is highly manipulative. But remember, it is the key to regaining control of your life and breaking free from the toxic cycle of this relationship. By learning to recognize and express your emotions intentionally, you not only protect yourself from further harm, but also take away the narcissist's most powerful weapon. One of the biggest mistakes people make when loving a narcissist is the blind belief that you can change them or help them realize the wrongs they have committed. This is a common illusion in toxic relationships where your patience and hope seem endless. You believe that with more time, more love, and forgiveness, the narcissist will change and become a better person. However, the painful truth is that narcissists rarely acknowledge their mistakes and are even less likely to take responsibility for the harm they cause. Narcissists often carry an inflated ego and always feel they are right, regardless of reality or logic. They constantly shift blame onto others, deny responsibility, and position themselves as the victim in every situation. They not only lack self-awareness, but also skillfully manipulate the emotions of their partner to maintain control. In a romantic relationship, this can lead to immense suffering and despair, as the partner continually hopes for a change that never comes. This toxic cycle traps people not only emotionally, but also psychologically. The reality many must accept is this: you cannot change a narcissist, and no amount of love is great enough to make them realize their wrongs. Change can only happen when they recognize the problem themselves, something a narcissist rarely does because they don't believe they need to change. Instead of wasting energy trying to fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed, you should focus on how you respond and manage the relationship. Remember, no amount of love can change a person's fundamental nature. If you are in a relationship with a narcissist, the best course of action is to end it. And if that's not possible, at least minimize their influence over your life. One tactic that narcissists frequently use when a relationship ends is hoovering, a term that refers to the narcissist's attempts to pull you back in after a breakup. Hoovering is inspired by the vacuum cleaner because it symbolizes how the narcissist tries to suck you back into their control. But when they feel like they're losing their grip on you, they initiate the emotional attack phase once again, with the goal of regaining the influence they once had. The narcissist will use sweet words to lure you back. They might say things like, "I miss you so much, I didn't realize how lucky I was to have you," or "I made a mistake, please forgive me." These words are often aimed at your emotional vulnerabilities, making you feel like they have finally realized their mistakes and have changed. This is a highly subtle manipulation because it touches on a deep desire that many people have for acknowledgement, remorse, and love. You might feel that everything you ever hoped to hear from the narcissist has finally been said. This makes it easy for many to fall into the trap and return to the narcissist, believing they have truly changed. However, the reality is entirely different. Hoovering is just part of the narcissist's familiar cycle, starting with emotional manipulation to reel you back in, followed by a short period of artificial warmth, and eventually leading to disappointment and hurt. After a while, they will return to their old behaviors of manipulation, control, and ultimately discarding you, just like before. This leaves you feeling betrayed once again, making it even harder to recover from the emotional damage. For example, a woman, after ending a relationship with a narcissist, received numerous messages from him apologizing, admitting his mistakes, and swearing he would change. Eventually, she believed he was genuinely remorseful and gave him a second chance. However, just a few months later, he reverted to his old disrespectful and cold behaviors, leaving her in pain once again. The key to dealing with hoovering is to clearly recognize that it is just a trick to pull you back into the cycle of manipulation. The best course of action is to remain firm, refuse contact, and maintain a safe distance to protect yourself from repeated harm. One of the most effective and powerful ways to deal with a narcissist is to ignore them and focus on living well and developing yourself. The narcissists, with their distorted thinking and inflated ego, always believe that you cannot live without them, that you are emotionally and mentally dependent on them. This arrogance makes them feel powerful and in control. But when you prove that your life goes on and even improves without them, it shocks them. That your independence is like a sharp blade cutting deep into their inflated ego. The narcissists always want to be the center of the universe, and they cannot tolerate seeing others succeed without their presence. They expect that a breakup or the end of a relationship will leave you in despair, but when the opposite happens, when you show strength and even personal growth, it makes them feel threatened. They deeply feel the loss of control, and this wounds them more than any words or actions could. For a narcissist, witnessing someone else's freedom and happiness without them is a massive defeat, as they always think of themselves as irreplaceable. The teachings of Stoic philosophers, such as Epictetus, can help you find peace and guidance in such situations. We once said, "What troubles us is not the events, but the way we perceive them." When you choose to ignore the narcissist and refuse to let them influence your mind and emotions, you are controlling your own reactions instead of allowing others to dictate your feelings. This not only frees you from a toxic relationship, but also allows you to live a better life. For example, in a romantic relationship with a narcissist, after you decide to end things and focus on yourself, you might start learning new skills, building a career, or pursuing dreams you had previously set aside. Meanwhile, the narcissist will feel dissatisfied seeing you thrive without them. Instead of confronting them directly, your silence and success will be the most powerful response. In conclusion, the best way to get back at a narcissist is not by arguing or trying to change them, but by living well, developing yourself, and disregarding their presence. This is how you regain control of your life and make them regret their actions in the deepest way possible.